In the small village of Dalton, Illinois, a political drama unfolds that rivals even the wildest reality TV shows. At the center of the chaos is Mayor Tiffany Henyard, whose administration is engulfed in scandals, lawsuits, and public outcry, all while she struggles to maintain her grip on power. The current buzz surrounding Dalton is hard to ignore. Mayor Henyard's leadership has drawn sharp criticism, with many residents branding her administration a disgrace. The latest chapter in this unfolding saga saw Henyard file a lawsuit after a bewildering series of dueling village board meetings. Picture this: two separate meetings taking place at the same time, one at Village Hall, led by Henyard and her supporters, and the other at the Park District building, organized by her opponents. Confusing? Absolutely. But it captures the essence of this small-town political soap opera. Henyard's controversial tenure has been marked by questionable decisions, including appointing officials without proper board approval, leading to numerous legal battles. Tensions reached a boiling point when she attempted to push through key appointments, specifically Ronnie Burr for police chief and Angela Wett for village attorney, without the necessary consent from the village board. The trustees quickly challenged her actions in court, and a judge sided with them, issuing a restraining order that made it clear Henyard couldn't unilaterally make decisions. Despite this legal setback, Henyard chose to escalate the situation rather than back down. At a recent board meeting, she attempted to hold her own separate meeting at Village Hall, fully aware that the majority of the trustees were gathering at the Park District. This move, seen as an attempt to assert control, backfired spectacularly. With only two loyal trustees present, Henyard lacked the support to proceed, forcing her to cancel her meeting and join the larger gathering at the Park District. When she arrived, the atmosphere was tense. Henyard was met with boos and jeers from the crowd, who were clearly unhappy with her presence. Attempting to assert her authority, she grabbed the microphone to declare herself the rightful mayor and accused the trustees of conducting an illegal meeting. However, her words fell flat, and she was met with widespread disapproval, even being turned on by some residents who turned their backs on her. The residents of Dalton have grown increasingly fed up with Henyard's administration. Critics point to a myriad of issues, from financial mismanagement to power grabs, suggesting that she runs the village as if it were her personal domain, prioritizing decisions that benefit her inner circle while disregarding the rules. The community's frustration is palpable, especially as they see vital resources, like police officers, diverted to protect Henyard instead of serving the community. As the drama continues to unfold, it raises pressing questions about the future of Dalton's leadership. Will Henyard find a way to regain the trust of her constituents, or is this the beginning of the end for her administration? The stakes are high in this small village, where political theater meets real-life consequences, and the residents are clearly ready for change. With emotions running high, and the community actively voicing their dissent, the fallout from this political saga is far from over. The villagers are watching closely, and it's clear they demand accountability and a return to governance that prioritizes their needs over personal agendas. The unrest in Dalton, Illinois, isn't just limited to the village trustees. The public is increasingly voicing their frustrations. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's controversial appointments have stirred significant outrage, particularly because these roles, such as the village attorney, police chief, and village administrator, are vital for effective governance. By attempting to fill these positions without proper approval, Henyard undermines the checks and balances meant to safeguard the village's interests, raising concerns about decisions being made for her personal gain rather than the community's well-being. The legal battles surrounding Henyard show no signs of abating. Just as one court case concluded, she initiated another, suing the trustees in the Park District. In this lawsuit, she claims their meetings are illegal and seeks to have Village Hall designated as the official meeting space, aiming to void any decisions made at the Park District. This move is not merely about meeting locations. It reflects Henyard's insistence on regaining control over the narrative, doubling down on her controversial tactics. Henyard's public statements have further fueled the fire. On social media, she has framed herself as a leader under siege, calling on supporters to rally around her. She paints the village board as corrupt and suggests that the legal challenges she faces are part of a broader smear campaign by her political opponents. In a recent post, she even labeled herself as a black woman fighting against a corrupt system, appealing to her followers' emotions and positioning her struggle as one against systemic injustice. As tensions escalate, it's clear that many Dalton residents are fed up with the unfolding drama and demand accountability. The situation raises critical questions about the village's future and whether Henyard can regain the trust of her constituents or if her administration is headed for a reckoning. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining how this political turmoil will ultimately play out. In Dalton, Illinois, the political landscape has become increasingly chaotic, and at the center of it all is Mayor Tiffany Henyard. While she rallies her supporters by claiming she is being unfairly targeted, the reactions at recent village meetings suggest that many residents aren't buying it. Despite having defenders who argue that the trustees are undermining her authority, the optics of the situation are undeniably poor. Getting booed out of your own board meeting is not a good look for any politician. The situation is further complicated by a federal investigation into Dalton's finances, in which Henyard's name has emerged multiple times. Allegations of misusing public funds and financial mismanagement have been swirling around her for months, and this probe could be the tipping point that leads to her downfall. While Henyard vehemently denies any wrongdoing, the swirling rumors and allegations create an atmosphere of uncertainty that is hard to ignore. The tension between Henyard and the trustees has escalated to a boiling point. What began as a power struggle over meetings and appointments has transformed into a broader battle for the future of the village. Residents are increasingly frustrated, especially those who have lived in Dalton for decades. One longtime resident expressed embarrassment over Henyard's actions, likening her to a character from a children's show, making foolish and selfish decisions that tarnish the village's reputation. While some residents continue to show support for Henyard, even expressing gratitude for her leadership, others are more cynical. Comments have surfaced about the ongoing drama being a clown show, with people tuning in just to see what absurdity Henyard will conjure next. It's not every day you witness a political leader arrive late to a meeting, get booed out, and then file a lawsuit in an attempt to regain control. The village is now mired in legal and political turmoil, with no clear resolution in sight. Henyard's ongoing lawsuit against the trustees is still pending, and the outcome remains uncertain. Meanwhile, the trustees are doing everything in their power to push back against her controversial actions, but the constant infighting is hampering the village's ability to function effectively. With the federal investigation looming, the stakes have never been higher. The community's frustration is palpable, and residents are beginning to wonder if there's any way to restore stability to their leadership. The situation has reached a crossroads, and depending on the outcomes of the lawsuits and investigations, the long-term implications for Dalton could be significant. Henyard's public statements have painted her as a victim of a corrupt system, suggesting that the attacks against her are part of a politically motivated smear campaign. Yet the growing chorus of discontent from residents indicates that many see her as the architect of the village's current woes. As infighting continues, the potential for lasting damage to the community becomes increasingly evident. Looking ahead, it's clear that Henyard is not going down without a fight. Her defiance in the face of legal challenges and public outcry demonstrates a determination to push forward, regardless of the obstacles. Whether she ultimately succeeds in her lawsuit, maintains her position, or faces more legal troubles, one thing is certain: this saga is far from over. The community remains on edge, watching closely as this political drama unfolds. As residents weigh their options and contemplate the future, the uncertainty surrounding Henyard's administration looms large. Will she manage to turn the tide in her favor, or is her time as mayor drawing to a close? For now, all eyes are on Dalton, where the battle for control and the future of the village continues. Supervisor, please note there will be no comments today, just me sharing the latest updates. All eyes are now on the upcoming township meeting, where more fireworks are anticipated. If you thought the recent board meeting was wild, brace yourself. Sources indicate things are about to get even crazier. With Mayor Tiffany Henyard's track record of dramatic entrances and exits, it's anyone's guess what will unfold next. The stakes are incredibly high, and the big question looms: what's next for Dalton? Can the village recover from this political chaos, or is this merely the beginning of a larger downfall? Will Henyard regain control, or will the trustees and the courts finally rein her in? These are the pressing questions on everyone's mind, and answers are just around the corner. For now, the drama continues. Henyard's supporters remain loyal. The trustees are fiercely fighting against her, and the residents of Dalton are left watching, waiting, and hoping for a resolution. With Henyard at the helm, it's clear that the village is in for quite a ride. So, what do you think? Is Mayor Tiffany Henyard simply trying to do her job, or has she overstepped her bounds? Will the residents of Dalton ever see a peaceful resolution, or is this chaos here to stay? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and tuned for more updates on this unfolding saga.